homemade pizza without a lot of fuss. All you need are some fresh ingredients. We gathered what we had in the fridge already and some pantry staples. So if you're ready, let's dive in. I know how many people are working on eating healthier, and I know how complicated it can get. I don't believe in complicated. I'm all about simple, and this pizza is everything simple. We've got no added sugar, no extra salt, no cheese. We've got a gluten-free pizza crust that's got healthy whole grains like buckwheat, millet. It's got sorghum and flax. We've got protein from some cashews. We've got fun olives to put on top, and a no added sugar tomato sauce, a beautiful olive oil that adds a lot of flavor, and some fresh veggies. So this is gonna be fun, really easy. Let's go. The first thing we've got here is our yeast packet. So we're gonna make our base for our crust to rise. So we've got our water, which is hot, like bath water hot. We've got a teaspoon of sugar, and we're going to add to that a tablespoon of olive oil. We've got that in there. And then we're going to add our yeast packet. And just gonna let all of that mix together for a few seconds until it gets a little fizzy. You can see it's already starting to get a little fizzy. Whoa! I stepped away for a few minutes, it came back, and look at that. Wow. So now we're gonna add in our crust. You can see how fast that all comes together, and with our wooden spoon, we're gonna just mix all of that in there until it forms a sticky glob. Then once we have that sticky glob, I'm gonna roll it out onto a cutting board, which I have below this bowl, and form it into a ball. So I got my sleeves rolled up a little bit, and I'm just gonna put my dough out here. Sorry, I'm gonna put my dough out here on the cutting board, like that. There you go, there's our dough. And then I'm just kind of using the leftover bit here to form my ball. I like to do this because it makes it easier in the end for me. I do make a lot of dough-based products, so I'm kind of more comfortable with doing it this way. But you certainly can just do it however you feel the most comfortable. There's my dough, really simple. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to the top of this before I press my cellophane over the top, and then press it up. So I've just got some basic cellophane here. Here we go. So we're gonna get a nice round pie. You can just use your hands too, it's no big deal. I like a nice even edge. And then once this is rolled out, we're just gonna let it sit for a little bit. I would say, up to 20 minutes. Doesn't have to be that long. It's just until you see the dough start to increase in size. So while our crust is doing its thing, we're gonna do our thing. We've got some chopping to do. I'm gonna take out the core of this pepper, like this, and chop some nice slices. Here. You always wanna make sure your vegetables are stabilized so you don't actually cut yourself. So do that however you're gonna feel most comfortable, but you don't want them slipping out from underneath your hands and falling off the table, or worse, cutting yourself. So make yourself comfortable, make the vegetable comfortable before you slice into it. We've got a little bit of pepper, and then we've got a poblano pepper, which I'm a huge fan of. When you roast these, they taste incredible. I love them. So got that. You know what I'm actually gonna do? Slice like that, and I can also take out the core too. You don't have to be perfect with cooking, it's your food. Just get it prepped, get it on the pizza, put it in the oven, and have some dinner or lunch or even breakfast. I'm a big fan of breakfast pizza, and once you get the hang of this pizza and making the crust at home, it's so easy. You're gonna kick yourself you know, why haven't you been doing this sooner? That's how you'll feel about it. It just feels so good, especially when you're cutting food and prepping it on your own. You know exactly where you bought it, where it came from, what's in it. It's fresh too, so you're getting stuff that's healthier because the nutrients are closer to home. We've got some mushrooms on here too, so let's get those guys going. I wash my mushrooms about an hour before I start cooking, and then I dry them in a towel so that there's not a lot of extra moisture on them so that there's not a lot of extra moisture on them soaking into my pizza. Got the moisture already that I need there from the tomato sauce. This pizza can serve one if you're really hungry. Can also serve 3. So it just depends on what you're aiming for. And I have tried a lot of the pre-made crusts on the market. I prefer this one. It has more flavor, and I actually like a crust with a little flavor that's not just a dough and bread flavor. This has a nice flavor. So there's our veggies. So next here we're going to chop some olives on top. This is an interesting olive company because Brooklyn Whatever does not use a brine. So there's no mess. I just pour them right out, and I'm going to just take out the pits. So, and then slice these open or just leave them flat. So there we go. There's that. Oops. And that, so, boom. There's one. Let's try this one. Olive is a really flavorful, rich ingredient to add on top to just soak in to all those veggies. Add a little fats on there, and then of course we're going to add the cashews on top for some extra protein. Of course, the crust has a little bit of protein too from the grains. Here's our crust with a little olive oil on the top. It's gonna go in the oven for about 10 minutes, just till it hardens, and then we're gonna put it back in with all of our toppings. All right, here's our gorgeous pizza, and out of the oven just now, we just hardened the crust a little bit. You can see it's got a nice base here. So we've got our tomato sauce from Jar Goods, and this is a new jar, beauty, and no added sugar, just one of the most gorgeous sauces we've ever seen. It's just such a pure red, brilliant color. And the flavor is so good. You can just eat it right out of the jar. In fact, sometimes we do take a scoop and eat it right out of the jar. So that's the base we're using for this. It's got a little olive oil in it and just really natural, healthy ingredients. Vine ripened tomatoes, just a tiny bit of salt. It's got garlic. So that's all the stuff that we need. We're not doing any cheese. We've got our peppers, beautiful mix of poblano and a green bell pepper. And then we're gonna add on just some mushrooms here. And of course, we're gonna finish off with some cashews and our olives. But you know, this takes no time at all to make just a really beautiful lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever you want at home. No fuss, all goodness. And we've got some olives on there to add on top. Our oven's ready. We turned it down to 350 from 400. Those olives are gonna soak in and just do some incredible things with the flavors. And we got a tip from a friend to add cashews to the pizza. So these are cashews with a little honey and sesame. I'm okay with that. I think it's gonna be delicious. I'm gonna see how this works out. I'm gonna just try it out. All right, there's our pizza. What a beauty. Nice golden crust, very soft still, and beautiful toppings soaking in there with the tomato sauce. We're ready for a slice. So we did it quick and easy is what we aimed for, healthier too. So we didn't put down any cheese, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna taste fantastic. And all the toppings that were just easy to grab quickly. Oh my God, the cashews are amazing. From the fridge with some extra pantry items from the cashews, olive oil, the olives, and the tomato sauce. All can be found on Treatmo app. Okay, this is delicious, so try it. Let us know what you